Welcome to the deep dive. Ever think about those places that just, quietly shape things? Profoundly, even. Today, we're doing a deep dive into one such place, Connecticut. It's often called the quiet cornerstone of American culture. And our mission really is to figure out what defines that resilient spirit, how its unique character kind of fostered this culture unlike any other. We've got a stack of your sources here, and they offer some pretty incredible insights, history, innovation, the sort of unique charm.
Yeah, that quiet influence idea is really key for Connecticut, isn't it? It's a state that seems to consistently set the stage for bigger national trends, but often without really grabbing the headlines, So this deep dive, I think it'll peel back some layers, reveal some surprising stuff about its human culture, show how being understated can actually be, well, powerful.
Okay, let's get into it then. Connecticut's foundational role. Forging American democracy. Oh, where do we really see that liberty kicking off? The sources link its identity right to that history.
Well, you absolutely have to start with the fundamental orders. I mean, it's huge. Many see them as North America's first written constitution. And these weren't just guidelines. They really established that the people were the source of authority.
Not the king.
Exactly. Not a distant king, not some company charter. It was the people themselves. And it explicitly defined the powers, the limits of their own elected officials. That shift, well, it was revolutionary. It paved the way for American democratic ideas down the line.
And it wasn't just dry documents, was it? There's that legendary Charter Oak story that feels like a really powerful symbol of, defiance.
Oh, definitely. Almost mythic, but it happened. Back in 1687, the English crown demanded they return Connecticut's royal charter.
The one guaranteeing self-governance.
That's the one, their precious self-governance. And the legend goes the colonists hid it. They hid it inside this massive ancient oak tree.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't just a clever hiding spot, right? It was symbolic. It was a real act of defiance against royal authority, preserving their autonomy. So this commitment, this history of liberty and ordered governance, it's not just history. It's woven into the state's cultural DNA. It fosters this unique mix of conservatism and quiet independence. It really does set Connecticut apart.
Okay, so moving from governance to maybe how things are done there, the land of steady habits. That phrase suggests, well, more than just routine, right? It points to this long history of invention, precision manufacturing.
It really does.
Yeah.
Connecticut was this silent powerhouse in American industry. It's fascinating. Think about interchangeable parts, Eli Whitney and others. Yeah. This wasn't just a small tweak.
Right. Before that, everything was custom, one-off.
Exactly. If one piece broke, you needed a craftsman to make a new, unique one. Connecticut pioneered making parts identical, mass-produced. You could swap them out. That completely revolutionized manufacturing. It made repairs simple, production scalable. It was essentially the groundwork for the modern assembly line. Yeah. For all mass production eventually.
That's incredible. So it wasn't about the flashiest new gadget necessarily,
right,
but about meticulous work, solving problems pragmatically, building things to last. That says a lot.
And that deep industrial legacy, it absolutely shaped the state's character. Yeah. It fostered this culture of understated reliability, quiet genius maybe, this focus on quality, on things that endure. It's not just products. It kind of cultivates a societal patience, a long view. It makes its influence maybe less visible but incredibly resilient.
Okay, so building things to last, machines, government principles, it kind of makes sense that this meticulous approach also applies to ideas, doesn't it? Which brings us to Connecticut as this bastion of intellectual pursuit, home to places like Yale University, attracting brilliant minds for centuries.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of intense academic environment, it naturally fosters a culture of critical thinking, right? Rigorous research, sophisticated debate. It's a place where ideas aren't just, accepted. They're examined, debated, refined, thrashed out.
And what's really interesting is how that seems to spill over. It's not just academia. Connecticut was also this quiet haven for huge literary figures. Mark Twain, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Arthur Miller. They all spent significant time there. And the sources point out their work was often inspired by being in Connecticut.
That's right. Twain wrote Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn right there in Hartford.
Amazing.
So you get this unique blend. Academic rigor plus this really rich literary tradition. It weaves itself deep into the cultural fabric. It really does set Connecticut apart as an intellectual cornerstone. Yeah. A place where deep thought and creative expression, they don't just exist side by side. They sort of feed each other and influence the national conversation in subtle ways.
Okay. Let's shift gears completely now. Let's almost feel the salt spray, coastal charm and maritime heritage. It's easy to think of the factories and the universities, but that coastline, that Long Island Sound, it's shaped a whole different side of Connecticut, hasn't it?
No, absolutely. Life along the Sound has been profoundly shaped by the sea.
Yeah.
You had bustling whaling ports back in the day.
Right.
And now you have these charming seaside villages.
Mm-hmm.
That connection to the ocean, it's deep. Generations of sailors, shipbuilders, traders. It's in the blood, almost.
And places like the Mystic Seaport Museum are crucial for keeping that alive, right?
Yeah.
Preserving the heritage.
Indispensable, yeah. It's not just dusty exhibit. Mystic Seaport really immerses you in what life was like. The toughness, the ingenuity of the sailors and shipbuilders. It celebrates that resilience.
So it adds this whole other layer to the state's character.
Definitely. It's this blend of rugged tradition and this serene kind of coastal beauty. It's quite different from the industrial heartland or the Ivy League halls, another distinct facet.
All right, let's zoom in a bit now on the finer things. Art, gardens, and quiet elegance. There seems to be this appreciation for beauty, for detail.
You really see that in the world-class art museums, for sure, like the Wadsworth Atheneum in Hartford, the Yale University Art Gallery.
Yeah.
Amazing collections. And you also see it in the gardens. These meticulously preserved gardens at historic homes all across the state. They're not just pretty. They reflect this refined aesthetic, a real commitment to craftsmanship and beauty that lasts.
And that carries over into performing arts too, like classical music, theater.
Mm-hmm. There's a quiet sophistication there. It's not necessarily about being the loudest or the flashiest show. It's about substance, quality, a cultivated appreciation.
So the elegance is understated.
Exactly. It's not about flashy displays. It's more this deep-seated appreciation for, well, craftsmanship again, enduring beauty, and that intellectual engagement we talked about. It adds up to this sense of cultivated charm. Very New England in a way. Subtlety over showiness.
Okay, finally, let's talk about something that shapes everything there. The seasons. Seasonal splendor and quiet recreation. Life in Connecticut is really tied to that rhythm, isn't it?
Oh, completely. You get the full 4 seasons in all their glory. The fall foliage is just breathtaking. People come from all over the world for that.
Right.
Then you have the cozy winters, fireside evenings. Spring bursts out with these vibrant gardens. And then those lovely, leisurely summer days, maybe down on the coast. It's a whole cycle.
And that cycle influences, well, everything. Recreation, community events, even food.
Deeply, yeah. Recreation shifts with the seasons, skiing or skating in winter, hiking in spring and fall, beaches in summer. Gatherings change, food traditions follow the harvest.
Yeah.
Really do live by the seasons there.
So it shapes the culture itself, finding joy in those changes.
I think so. It fosters this connection to the landscape, to the environment, a kind of resilience maybe, and a quiet appreciation for the natural world and its rhythms.
So bringing this all together, Connecticut's influence, it really is profound, even if it is often understated, like we said at the start. From pioneering democracy and mastering innovation quietly to being this intellectual powerhouse and having that deep maritime history, it's quite a mix. Its human culture really seems to be a testament to, well, enduring influence and that understated elegance.
Yeah, it really is. It's a state that clearly values its history, values intellect, values that quiet, steady progress. And like you said, it often sets the stage for national trends without really shouting about it. Its impact is definitely felt, maybe more than it's heard, proving that influence doesn't always need volume.
This whole deep dive, looking through your source material, it's definitely been eye-opening. Really makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you wonder, what other hidden corners of the map hold these kinds of unexpected cultural treasures just waiting for you to uncover their quiet influence? Something to ponder. Keep that curiosity going. Keep exploring.